thank you very much. My name is Ron White. I'm a two-time USA memory champion. I used to hold the record for the fastest to memorize a deck of cards in the United States. Held the record for the longest number ever memorized in the United States, 167-digit number. Let me ask you this question just so I can get a feel for y'all. It is 5 in the morning over here in Dallas, Texas. I got up early just to be with you guys, so I'm obviously excited. Let's go look at the chat box right now, and let's make sure that it says panelists and then panelists and attendees. Make sure it says panelists and attendees. I want everybody to be able to see what you're about to type. Make sure it says 11:10 a.m. there, Janice. Good job. Panels, make sure it says panelists and attendees. We're going to play a little game here. Type in the chat box. Do you think that, thank you, Lorena, I really appreciate that. Type in the chat box. When I ask the question, do you think you have a bad memory? Do you think you have a bad memory? Type yes or no. Do you think you have a bad memory? Type yes or no. Catherine says no. Jerry says yes. Hugh says no. Melvin says yes. Sue says yes, definitely. Janice says not bad, but could be better. Israel says yes. Pauline, sort of. Jerry, not from my age 73. Good job, Jerry. And Kura says yes. Since you turned 50, Ian, I'm 48, Ian, so I'm coming up out there on you. Pauline, sort of, great memory. That's good job. My wife says so, says Hugh. Dave says no, Dave. So, guys, and also what I'm looking for here is that all y'all say panelists and attendees, and it does look like it says panelists and attendees because I want everybody to be able to see your response. I have a selective memory, Lorena, linked to stress. Stress is the worst enemy to your memory. By far, bar none, without question, stress is the worst enemy to your memory. Delroy, it could be better. Louise says yes. Guys, 30 years ago, 30 years ago, I thought I had a bad memory. And I know you think that sounds crazy because I look like I'm only 30 years old right now, but I'm not. I'm a lot older than 30. I'm 48. But when I was 18 years old, I heard about a memory course, and I took the memory course so it could help me. And I learned how to do some really cool things. And here I am 30 years later. Stress has been growing like a parasite. It either says it's either host and panelist or everyone, Ron. Okay, everyone. Everyone is, yeah. Mine says panelists and attendees, or if it says everyone, yeah, but yeah, there you go. Looks like everybody's got the right one clicked. I thought I had a bad memory. Let me ask you this question. If you and I were to sit down and talk, what's the one thing you would want to talk about? In other words, the question that I'm asking you is, what is your favorite subject? What's your favorite topic? Is it money? Is it sports? Is it your family? Is it reading? Is it traveling? Is it cooking? What is your favorite topic? Just type it in the chat box down there. Ian likes cars. Edward likes the NFL. All right. We got some Dallas Cowboy fans, maybe. Business. Family memories, says Catherine. Sue says making money. Me too, Sue. Janice Hood says health and travel. Underwater engineering, Jerry. Never had that one before. Interesting. Making money, says Israel. And Kura says money, reading, and cooking. Making money, Melvin. Property, says Philip McClellan. Philip McClellan, yeah. Melvin says making money. Sabia says business. Making money, Janice, y'all are a money-making group. Motivation and inspiring others, Nuno says. Guys, there was a book, and a lot of y'all are saying money, business and relationships to Sarina. A lot of you are saying business or making money. Guess what? That's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about how having a better memory is going to make you more money. Believe it or not, having a better memory is going to make you more money. Money. And not in a greedy way, but having a better memory can make you more productive. It can make you more profitable. Sue says, hooray, positive well-being, and you can apply it to everything. Family, money, cooking, travel, documentary, says Lorena. Armchair traveling, says Jane. Business and relationships. Guys, here's how having a good memory can make you more money. And I don't know if you've ever thought about how a good memory can make you more money, but let's think about it for a second. How many of you in here have ever shook somebody's hand or said hello to somebody? Maybe you didn't shake their hand. It's especially with COVID, but you said hello to somebody, and then 2 seconds after they say their name, you can't remember their name. Has that ever happened to anybody? Type yes in the chat box if that has happened to you. Marty, Gary says yes. Dimitri says yes. Sabi says yes. Jerry says all the time. Israel says sometimes. Luis, yes, 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 it's happened, says Janice and Philip and Nuno. Yes, it's happened. If it happens to all of us, absolutely, Sue. Now, let's think about this. There was a book. It was written in 1936. It's one of the best-selling books ever written. The guy who wrote the book was a guy named Dale Carnegie. Does anybody know what Dale Carnegie's best-selling book was named? If you know the name of Dale Carnegie's book, just type it in the chat box. If you remember what Dale Carnegie's best-selling book was called, type it in the chat box. Look at that, Cora. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Sabia, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Napoleon Hill wrote Think and Grow Rich. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Now, maybe you've never read this book, but how many of you have at least heard of the book? Have you at least heard of the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People? Type yes if you've heard of it. Pam has heard of it. Jerry's heard of it. Catherine has heard of it. Sue has heard of it. Lorena has heard of it. Ian has heard of it. Dimitri and Edward and Janice and Jerry and Hugh has read it. And Nuno has heard of it. How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's one of the most popular books ever written. It was written in the year 1936. 2 important money-making facts come out of this book. And these are facts that can make you money today in 2021. Here's the first fact. The first fact that comes out of this book, I just asked you, what's your favorite topic? And some of you said money and sports and traveling and reading and cooking. But you know what? This book, written in 1936, do you know what it said that everybody's favorite subject is? Take a guess. What did it say everybody's favorite subject is? Booyah! Themselves, Ian and Cora and Jerry Hadrill and Jerry Lewis and Catherine. Everybody's favorite subject is themselves. The second fact that comes out of that book is the sweetest sound to a person's ear is the sound of what? Their name, Ancora. The sweetest sound to their ear is the sound of their own name, Edwards. The name. Everybody's favorite subjects themselves, and the sweetest sound is the sound of their own name. Now think about this for a minute. You meet somebody today, you talk business with them, and then you see them 6 weeks later, and you can't remember their name. Has that happened to anybody? Top yes, if that's happened to you. You meet somebody and 6 weeks later, you can't remember their name. Janice and Edward, of course it's happened. It's happened to all of us. Now think about this. If you see them 6 weeks later and you say, Janice, Edward, how are you doing? It's so good to see you. Delroy, when you can remember that person's name 6 weeks later, you become their friend. And when you become their friend, you almost earn the right to get that money from them. You almost earn the right to get their business because you were their friend. Remembering people builds friendships. It builds relationships. Meeting somebody today, remembering their name in 6 weeks. Guys, that's going to make you more money. That is going to make you more money because you will make them feel comfortable. You'll make them feel like a friendship. You'll make them feel like you care. And when those things happen, you build a relationship and it makes more money. Does it make sense to you? Let me ask you this before we move on. Does it make sense to you how remembering names can build relationships and that can lead to more money? Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. Of course it does. Of course it does. Yes. Tamara and Jerry and Sue says, of course. Nuno, it does. Now let's think about it for the on the other side. Let's pretend like we see that person 6 weeks later and we don't remember their name. So what happens? Maybe we don't go say hi to them. And what happens when we don't go say hi? We miss out on that relationship or we miss out on that business. So remembering names definitely can lead to more money. And I'm going to give you some tips on how to improve your memory today. But first of all, let's have a little bit of fun. Israel, I will say this. When you type Israel Cole, yours says panelists only. It needs to say panelists and attendees. Dimitri, when you type, it says panelist only. It needs to say panelist and attendees. Because what we're about to do, everybody's going to need to see what you're typing. So let me see. Most of you, it says panelists and attendees. There's a little blue box at the bottom of the chat. Make sure it says panelists and attendees. Those are the only two right now that I don't think have it set, the panelists and attendees. Everybody else seems to, and I'm okay. It's okay, everyone, perfect, everyone. Israel, yours just says panelist, Israel. It needs to say panelist and attendees. Dimitri, yours does have everyone. Yours does have everyone. This is what we're going to do. We're about to play a game. Well, Israel, there's a box at the bottom of the chat, and it's blue in color. Click on that box, and you'll see the option for panelists and attendees. Here's why I want to do panelists and attendees. We are about to play a game, guys. We're about to have a little bit of fun. It's going to be a memory game, and everybody needs to see what you're typing, okay? So this is what we're going to do. Now, not right now, but in a minute, when I say go, not yet, but in a minute, when I say go, this is what I want you to do. I want you to type not yet, but when I say go, I want you to type a 2-digit number in the box. Don't do it yet. A number between 10 and 99, a 2-digit number. And I'm going to take the first 15 or so, 10 or 15 people's answers who do this. So here we go. Let me get a drink of water. Let me get loose. Okay. When I say go, type a 2-digit number between 10 and 99 in the box. Go. Oh, look at that. Look at that. You guys are awesome. All right. So the first one was 81. The first one was 81. The next one was 35. The next one was 22. 35 and then 22 and then 74 and then 14 and then 39 and then 29 and then 29 again, 29 and then 67 and then 76, 77, 23, 24. Wait a minute. 77 and then 23, 24 and then 99 and 72. Okay, so I'm going to go back and review these and make sure that we got all of these correct here. The first one was 81 and then 35 and then 22, 74, 14, 39 and then 29, 29 and then 67, 76, 7, 2, 3, 24, 99, 72, and then the next one is we'll go to Louise at 64 and then 86. 86 will be the last one. 86 will be the last one that I will do. So 64 and 86. This is what I want everybody to do. I want everybody to scroll up. Oh, I'm not looking anymore. I want everybody to scroll up all the way to the top. All the way back up to, I am looking now, but I want everybody to scroll all the way up to the top to, who's the first person? To Peter's number 81. And I don't know if I can remember all of these or not, but let's just see how well I do. I am not looking at these numbers. Scroll all the way up to the 81 at the top, and I'm going to see if I can repeat these from memory. I got my eyes closed and I got my hands over my eyes. We're going to go all the way to the 86. That's where we're going to stop. Here we go. I believe it should be 81, 35, 22, 74, 14, and then 39, and then 29, and then 29, 67, 76, 77, 23, 24, 99, 72, 64, 86. Booyah, baby. Was that right? If I got it right, type yes in the chat box. Sounds like bingo. Amazing, Janice. Well done, Catherine. Melvin says yes. Dimitri says yes. Delroy says yes. Awesome. Thank you, Richard. Israel, yes. Amazing. Okay. Nuno, yes. Okay. I appreciate all that, guys. So now this is what we're going to do. We're going to scroll back up, and we are going to scroll back up. Let's scroll back up together. Let's scroll back up to Luis de Silva's 86. So that was the very last one. So scroll up to Luis de Silva's 86, and we're going to start right there at her 86. I'm going to say all of these backwards. I'm going to start at 86, and I'm going to go backwards. So the last number is actually a 6, right? So I'm going to start at that 6, and I'm going to go all the way backwards. Let's go all the way backwards. Going backwards, it should be 6, 8, and then 4, 6, 2, 7, 9, 9, 4, 2, and then 3, 2, and then after that it is 7, 7, and then after that it is 6, 7, 7, 6, 9, 2, 9, 2, 9, 3, 4, 1, 4, 7, 2, 2, 5, 3, 1, 8. There you go, baby. Set it backwards. Incredible, Janice. Thank you very much. Pam, you love this. Ankura, we got to forget the people who have wronged us. You know, remembering the people who have wronged us, you know, it's like drinking poison and wanting the other person to die. Amazing, Sue. Brilliant. Yes, perfect. Valentine. Yes, amazing. Wow. Terry Lee. Now, guys, here's the deal. It is my belief that having a good memory is not just a fun game that you can play with people. It's not just a trick. It's something that's going to make you more money. It will make you more money. If you get off of this Saturday school training today and you go out in the world and you meet somebody, and then 6 weeks later, you remember their name, you're going to build a relationship, and that relationship could lead to more money. Remembering names makes more money, but that's not the only way that having a better memory makes you more money. How many of you in here ever have to get up in front of a group and give a speech or a presentation? Type yes in the chat box. Type yes in the chat box if you ever have to give a speech or a presentation. Catherine says yes. Dimitri, Pauline, Valentine. In the past, definitely. Many times. Bless you. Bless you. Thank you. Bless you. Bless you. Oh, y'all so nice. No, your phobia is your phobia is speeches. That's a common phobia. Guys, I want to talk to you though a little bit about this. Whether you want to give a speech to one person, just me and you, just you want to sit down and have a meeting with me, or you need to give a speech to 500 people. When you can give a speech and you can remember what you need to say and you don't forget what you need to say, it's going to make you a better speaker. It's going to make you a more confident speaker. And ultimately, it's going to make you more money when you can remember what you need to say. Or maybe you don't want to give a speech. Maybe you just want to remember what you read. Maybe you want to remember what you learn. You don't want to spend $1,000 on a course and go to the course and then 2 days later not remember what you learned. Having a good memory is going to make you more money. 30 years ago, I learned how to do this, what I just demonstrated for you. There were 5 steps to my process to remembering anything. Would anybody like to know what my 5 steps to remembering anything are? Type yes. Yes, 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 Janice. Yes, please. Yes, yes. Dimitri says yes. Emma says yes. Ankura says focus, file, picture, action, review. Very good, Ankura. Pauline and James and Melvin and Abid and Terry Lee and James. The 5 steps. Here are the 5 steps to my memory process. The 5 steps are this. And I'm going to walk through all of them. Focus, file, picture, action, review, just like Ankara said. Focus, file, picture, action, review. 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 Number 1, what was number 1? Type it in the chat box. Anybody remember what number 1 is? Focus. There you go, Catherine. Y'all were paying attention. Y'all were focused. Focus is the first key to your memory. It is the most important part of your memory. How many times have you been shaking somebody's hand and no sooner does that handshake break, 2 seconds later, you can't remember their name? Has it ever happened to you that you can't remember a name after 2 seconds? If so, type yes in the chat box. Have you ever forgotten a name in 2 seconds? Has that ever happened? 2 seconds later, Dimitri says yes. Valentine and Catherine and Melvin. Let me ask you this question, Sabia and Melvin. Did you really forget the name in 2 seconds? Did you really forget the name in 2 seconds? Or was it a focus problem? It was probably a focus problem. You met that person and they said, hi, my name's Ron. And you said, my name's Philip. And then 2 seconds later, you can't remember their name. Well, that's not a memory problem. That's a focus problem. You're not focused. You're not paying attention. You're not listening. This is the #1 problem of memory. Let me give you a trick right now. And if this is the only thing you remember from my webinar, I'm about, woo, boy. If this is the only, for sure it's focus. If this is, thank you, Catherine, bless you. If this is the only, Pauline and Lorena and Janice and Edward, if this is the only thing you remember from my webinar, I want you to remember this. The reason you're not remembering names is because you're not focused. You need to focus your brain. From now on, when you meet somebody, as you're walking towards that person, ask yourself this question. What is their name? What is their name? What is their name? In other words, oftentimes we're walking towards somebody and we're thinking, what do I think of them? What do they think of me? Have I seen them before? What business deals are we going to do? And you're thinking about all these things in your brain. Cut out all that chatter. And instead ask yourself this question. What is their name? What is their name? What is their name? Now, don't say that out loud or people are going to think you're crazy. But say that to yourself as you're walking towards somebody. And guys, don't overlook what I just told you. You think, oh, okay, all right, I'll say what is their name? And okay, all right, blah, blah, blah. Then you go on about the webinar and you forget I ever said it. No, this is huge. This is huge. If you go to a party tonight and somebody says their name and you don't remember their name 2 seconds later, it's because you weren't listening. So if you get in the habit of saying, what is their name? 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 As you're walking towards somebody, then you will remember their name when they say their name. So that's the first step. Another key to improving your focus is good nutrition and exercise. Drink plenty of water, take vitamins, all helps your focus. Focus is the first part of your memory. What is the second part of your memory? Type it in the chat box. Focus, what's number 2? File, booyah, baby, file. Israel says file, and Janet says file, Lorena says file, and Valentine and Catherine and Edward and Ian all say file. A file is a place to put the information. A file is where you store the data. Let's imagine this for a second. Let's imagine this for just 1 second. Let's pretend like you meet somebody and they say their name is Edward. Edward Lyons. Edward Lyons. That name goes in my ear and it goes on the floor of my memory. Then I meet Catherine Healy in my ear, floor of my memory. Then I meet Abid. That name goes in my ear and it goes on the floor of my memory. Then I meet Dimitri. That name goes in my ear and on the floor of my memory. And then I meet Melvin in my ear, the floor of my memory. Then I meet Valentine in my ear, the floor of my memory. Then I meet Janice Hood in my ear, the floor of my memory. Then I am on this webinar this morning and I learned some good information. That information goes in my ear and on the floor of my memory. And then I meet, let's see, who else can I meet here? And then I meet Israel in my ear, the floor of my memory. I meet Nuno in my ear, the floor of my memory. And Cora Derby, that name goes in my ear, the floor of my memory. Then I read a new book. Then I get a new ATM bank passcode. All this stuff goes on the floor of my memory. This is how we're remembering every day, guys. Luis de Silva, in your ear, the floor of my memory. You meet people all day long. Their names is going in the floor of your memory. The books you read, it's going in the floor of your memory. The seminars you go to, it's going on the floor of your memory. And then 3 weeks go by, 4 weeks go by, and you need the information. You need to get that information out. And you see that person at a business meeting and your mind's thinking, oh my gosh, I can't remember that person's name. What's their name? Oh my gosh, what's their name? What's their name? I can't think of their name. Oh my gosh, what's their name? That's not it. That's not it. And you're looking all through your mind. You can't think of their name. 2 hours later, you're driving home and your mind goes, ha, look what I found. This was up there in your memory. Look what I found. You want the name now? You're like, no, I don't want the name now. I wanted it 2 hours ago. It was there. It was in your brain, but it was on the floor of your brain. You didn't have a file. I am crackers. That's true. If you don't have a file, a place to store the information, you're just throwing stuff on the floor of your brain. And if you're just throwing stuff on the floor of your brain, you're not going to remember it. You need to organize it in a filing system, in locations. Crackers is good, Edward Lyons. I agree. Love it, Catherine Healy. You need to, I'm laughing at y'all saying crackers. That's funny. I like that. You need to store something in a place in your brain. You need to store something in a place in your brain. Now, what is a place in your brain? What is a file for your brain? For me, it's a room. I memorize maps of rooms. This is what I want you to do. Stay in front of your computer. Don't go anywhere. Thank you, Pam. I appreciate it. I try to give a lot of energy because I'm tired. I woke up at 4 a.m., but I want to give y'all as much energy as I can because I only have an hour with you, and then our time is over. I can go back to sleep after that, but I think you deserve my best. You deserve my best. So I want to give as much energy as I can. So you got to be focused and you got to have a file. What is a file? A file is a place in a room. A file is a place in a room. So this is what I want you to do. Stay sitting at your computer. Don't leave your computer. Stay sitting right there. But I want you to look over in the doorway. Look over at the doorway of your room. And I want you to imagine that you are standing in that doorway. Imagine you're standing there and you're looking into the room right now. I want you to go around the room, left to right or right to left. Go around the room clockwise or go around the room counterclockwise. Go around clockwise or counterclockwise. And I want you to pick 5 pieces of furniture. I want you to go around the room and I want you to pick 5 pieces of furniture. For example, my number 1 might be the chair. If I keep going around the room in a circle, the number 2 might be a table. Number 3 might be the wall. Number 4 might be the window. And number 5 could be my TV. I want you to pick 5 pieces of furniture in this room. Go around the room that you're in right now, number 5 pieces of furniture in the room. And when you have numbered 5 pieces of furniture, I want you to type them in the chat box so that you know that I know you've done it. Oh, look at that, Janice. She already typed them in. So mine, it's going to be chair, table, wall, window, TV. And if you have 5, you can just type yes, as Pam did. You don't have to type them all, but if you want to, you can. Lorena, that's great. Philip, that's great. Jerry, that's great. Look at all those. Pauline and Catherine and Dimitri and Israel and Jerry Hadrell and Pauline and Nuno and Abid and James Kemp, Edward Lyons, Luis da Silva, Melvin Schreier, Sabia, Valentin Popescu, Dave Scarrett, Cocoa Pops, Cocoa Pops, cuckoo for Cocoa Pops. Yes, 2 are filing cabinets. That may be okay. It may not be Hugh. We'll see. Sue did it. Okay, looks like most of you did it. Now this is what I want you to do. I want you to imagine, stay in your chair, don't leave. But I want you to imagine you go to the next room, the room right next to you. And I want you to imagine you're standing in that doorway. Don't go anywhere. Good job, Dave. Don't stay in front of your computer, but in your imagination, go to the next room. Imagine you're in the next room right over there. Imagine you're standing in the doorway. Go around in a circle and pick 5 items. I'm going to do it with you. I'm going to imagine I'm in this next room over here. And my five items are TV, birdcage, couch, chair, table. Those are my 5 items. You pick 5 items in your room. And once you have it done, either type them in the box or type yes. Terry Lee, I don't know if your husband counts as a piece of furniture or not. I guess it depends on if he moves. James and Pauline, Melvin, Israel. Pam, Louise, done. Okay, guys, these are your first 10 files. This is where you're going to store data. When I want to memorize something, I use locations in my house. I use pieces of furniture. I got to be focused and I got to have files. What's the third thing you need to memorize anything? Type in the chat box, focus, file. Does anybody remember what the third one is? Picture. Booyah, Janice. Look at that. Picture, Lorena. Picture. Catherine and Dimitri and Nuno and Melvin. Pictures. Whenever you want to remember, it has to be a picture. You have to be able to see it. So, for example, if you want to remember the number 10, sometimes I think of fingers, right? Because you got 10 fingers. You take the number 10, turn it into a picture. What could be a picture for the number 21? Type it in the chat box. What could be a picture for the number 21? A key. Nobody's ever said that before. 21 cards. I use a deck of cards. A birthday party. You certainly could. Champagne glass. Yeah, because you drink when you're 21. Yeah, I use a deck of cards. The game Blackjack. Blackjack is 21 for me because, you know, the game of 21 you play at the casinos. So here's the point. Whatever you want to remember, you turn it into a picture. So you got to be focused. You got to have files. You got to have pictures. What's the next step? What's the next step to your memory? What makes something really, really memorable? Focus, file, picture, action, Catherine. There you go. Janice says action and Lorena says action. Whatever you want to remember, it has to have tons and tons of action. This is why. Has anybody ever been in a car accident? If you've been in a car accident, type yes in the chat box. Has anybody ever been in a car accident? Janice has been in a car accident. Israel and Philip and Sue and Sabia and Jerry, a moped accident, and Valentine and Catherine. How many of you did this happen more than 5 years ago? If it happened more than 5 years ago, type yes in the chat box. If you've been in a car accident that typed more than 5 years ago, Luis and Sabia and Valentine and Israel, key pendants are customarily given as a present on 21st birthday. This tradition dates back to the morning. There you go, Pam. Thank you for that information. Philip has yes, and Edward says yes. Jerry says yes. Melvin says yes. James says yes. Now, let me ask you this, guys. If the car accident was 5 years ago, could you still remember, well, was it daytime or nighttime? Who was driving? Where did it occur? You can still remember it clearly. And it was 5 years ago. But if I asked you, tell me everywhere you went in a car last week, you might not be able to tell me. What does this tell us? This tells us that if something has action and emotion, like a car accident, it's going to stay in our memory longer. So to remember anything, you have to be focused, good nutrition, exercise, paying attention. You got to have a file, a place to put the data, which is a piece of furniture in a room. Whatever you want to remember, it needs to be a picture. And Sue is right. Action and emotion is powerful. Emotion is powerful. Focus, file, picture, action. What's the last step to improving our memory? What's the last step? Review and reflect, Janice. You're absolutely right. And Lorena, review. You have to review. You have to ask yourself, what did I learn today? Whose names did I learn today? What did I read today? You have to ask yourself at the end of the day, and you have to review it. Then you have to review it the next day, and you have to review it the next day, and then you have to review it the next day. Review is crucial to your memory. So these 5 steps are focus, file, picture, action, review. Focus, file, picture, action, review. Focus, file, picture, action, review. Let's do a memory test. Let's see if this works. Let's see if this actually works. I think this is going to work. I think we're about to have some fun here. I'm going to give you 10 words. Do not, do not, do not, do not, do not, do not, do not write these 10 words down. We're going to memorize them using these 5 steps, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Number 1, are you focused? If you're focused, just type yes in the chat box. Are you focused? If you're focused, type yes in the chat box. We're about to have a memory test. Sue is focused. Israel is focused. Hell yeah. Edward Lyons. Janice is focused. Tim is focused. Edward is focused. Lorena is focused. Peter and Peter Stapley is focused. Philip McClellan is focused. Abib says sure thing. Tim Bubb says yes. Melvin says yes. Good. You're focused and you know your files. Your files are the pieces of furniture in the room. Do you know the 10 pieces of furniture that you just numbered in your house? If you know those 10 pieces of furniture, type yes in the chat box. Do you know the 10 pieces of furniture? All right, Catherine and Peter and Dimitri and Lorena and Pam and Israel and Sabia and Pauline. Good job. So you're focused and you know your files. Now I'm going to give you 10 words. 10 pictures. And I want you to memorize these 10 pictures by imagining them around your house. I'm going to show you. Let's do this together. Everybody look over there at your number 1 piece of furniture. Whatever it is, look at number 1. Mine's a chair. Yours is going to be different. Look at your number 1. The word that I want you to imagine is money. Money. I want you to look over there at that piece of furniture, whatever it is, and I want you to imagine it's worth $1 million, $1 million Bitcoin, and money's just flying out of that chair. Money's just flying out of that chair. You look over there at that chair, and you've never seen so much money in your entire life. Money is on number 1. Now let's move to number 2. On number 2, I want you to see a clock, like a grandfather clock. And I want you to see a cuckoo bird, and the cuckoo bird comes out. Cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. Go back to number 1 and see money. Go back to number 2 and see a clock. So number 1 is money. Number 2 is a clock. See that on that piece of furniture. See a cuckoo bird. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Now move over to your number 3 piece of furniture. On number 3, I want you to see a phone. A phone. Look over there and a phone is ringing on number 3. A phone's going crazy off the hook. A phone. Look at number 1, money's flying out. Look at number 2, a clock, a cuckoo bird. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Go back and look at number 3, a telephone. Imagine you're the most favorite person in the entire world is calling you and the phone's lighting up over there. Number 4, I want you to see a plant. I want you to see a plant and it's growing. A plant is growing out of number 4. A plant is growing. And number 5, last one in that room, I want you to see a wanted poster and it says wanted, dead or alive. Look over there at that poster at a person's face and it says reward above it, wanted, dead or alive. So now I've given you 5 words and I want you to memorize these 5 words by looking around the room. Go back and review. Money, clock, phone, plant. A plant is growing out of there. And reward. One more time, look around. What was type in the chat box? What's the first word I gave you? What's the first word of the first piece of furniture? There you go, Catherine, it's money. Edward, it's money. And James Hood, it's money. Dimitri, it's money. And Sue and Pauline and Luis and Melvin and Pam. What was the number 2 word? What was the number 2 word? Clock, Israel and Nuno and Janice and Catherine and Pauline. What was the 3rd word? What was the 3rd word, Jerry? The 3rd word was phone. There you go. The 3rd word was phone. What was the 4th word? Plant, Janice, very good. And Pam and Jerry, Dimitri and Edward and Ed and Nuno and Sue Stevens. And what was the last word I gave you? A reward poster, a reward poster. There you go. Nuno and Catherine and Louise and Edward and Jerry and Israel. You've memorized 5 words. Now let's memorize 5 more. Don't go anywhere, but imagine you are in your next room. Imagine you're in the next room. In the next room, I want you to imagine on the first piece of furniture, I want you to imagine a goalpost, like on a football, a soccer field. You're kicking a ball in that first piece of furniture, and somebody goes, goal! On number 7, the next piece of furniture, I want you to imagine a human brain. A human brain. So on the first piece of furniture in there is a goal. The next piece of furniture is a human brain. Look at that piece of furniture. There's a brain in there. And you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. There's a brain right here. See it. Don't just say it. See the brain right there. Go back and review 6, the goal. Review 5, the reward. 4, the plan. Number 8. I want you to see an organizer, like a day timer, like you plan your day, an organizer. I want you to see an organizer on number 8. An organizer, like you plan your day. An organizer on number 8. On the next piece of furniture, we're going kind of fast now. Number 9. I want you to see books, just books stacked up. Now, this could get confusing because on number 8, you have an organizer. See the pages turning. Number 9 is just a books, like a library stacked up. And the last one, I want you to imagine your favorite sports team. And your favorite sports team is winning the championships. I want you to see them holding up the trophy and they're signing autographs and they're throwing you the ball on that number 10 piece of furniture. Now I gave you 5 for that room. What was on the first piece of furniture in that room? Type it in the chat box. What was on the first piece of furniture? Goal, goalpost, football, goal. Israel says money was first one in the first room. Pauline says goal. In that same room where the goalpost was, what was on the next piece of furniture? Type it in the chat box. There you go, Brain. It was Brain and Lorena, and it was Edward and Sabia and Nuno and Pam and Melvin. It was a brain. So you got a goalpost and you got a brain. What was the next one? What was after that? Organizer, Lorena and Pam and Louisa and Catherine and Sue. What was number 9? What was on number 9? Lorena says books and Janice says books and Sue says books and Catherine and Dimitri and Pam and Sabia and Nuno and Jerry books. And what was the last one? What was the last word I gave you? Liverpool, your favorite team, your favorite sports team. Pam and Israel and Nuno and Jerry and Melvin. Favorite sports team, the New York Giants. Oh, no, Edward, that's terrible. Can't believe you said that. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. Spurs, San Antonio Spurs. Who would have thought that? And another Texas fan. Okay, guys, I want you to pause to yourself. Just pause for 1 second and see if you can say all 10 of these words. See if you can say them to yourself. See if you can say all 10 words I just gave you. I'm going to do it with you, silently to myself. If you can, type yes. Were you able to memorize all 10 of those words? Yay! Yes, 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 yes. Guys, here's something cool. Think about this. There's 5 in a room. So the last one in the first room is number 5. What was the 5th word I gave you? Type it in the chat box. What was the 5th word I gave you? Number 5. What was the 5th word? Wanted poster reward, baby, booyah. What was the 10th word I gave you? The last word I gave you. What was number 10? Team, there you go, team, that's it, that's it. Guys, look, in this short amount of time that we've spent here this morning, I've taught you the core to memory. And here's the core of memory, and this is huge. The core of memory is you have to be paying attention. But once you're paying attention, you take whatever you want to remember, you imagine it as a picture, and you see it around a map of a house. Now, let's start thinking. Let's start getting creative here. What can we use this for? Well, if we are a business person, we could take a speech we want to give, and we can imagine the speech around the house. Then when we get up in front of the group, we just imagine we're walking through the house, and we give a speech without notes. If we want to memorize key details from a book, we take notes and we write out the 10 key details that we want to remember from that book. Then we imagine those 10 key details around our house. You could use this to remember key details from a book. You could use this to give speeches without notes. You could use this to help your kids with their homework. If your kids need to memorize 15 history dates or 10 history dates, you could turn these dates into pictures and imagine them around the house with your kids, and your kids could memorize history dates. You could use it to give speeches without notes. You could use it to memorize chapters of books. You could use it to help your kids with their homework. But remember this, having a good memory is about, and yes, you can use this to memorize lines in a play, or memorize a poem, or memorize a song, anything you want to remember. Let's say this. Let's say you want to make more money. So you want to go to a business conference on how to make more money. How many of you want to make more money? Type yes in the chat box if you want to make more money. If you want to make more money, type yes in the chat box. Yes, 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 yes. Of course you do. Of course you want to make more money. So what are you going to do? Hell yes, says Edward. So what are you going to do to make more money? You're going to buy courses. You're going to buy books. You're going to go to seminars, and you're going to be doing all of this to make more money. But here's the problem. You're going to go to these seminars. You're going to buy these courses. You're going to read these books to make more money. And then when you leave the seminar, when you put the book down, you don't remember it. You're going to that seminar to make more money, but when it's over, you don't remember it. You need to not only invest in yourself on the courses to make more money, you need to be able to remember what you're learning. And that's how I want to help you. I've taught you a little bit here now, but I'd love to teach you more. I have a full course that teaches you more. Would it be okay if I told you about this course? Type yes in the chat box if it's okay if I tell you about this course. Terry, please, 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 yes. Terry, Dimitri says yes. Hugh says yes. Pauline says yes. Nuno says yes. Okay, here's the deal, guys. I'm going to share my screen. Guys, by the way, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere, because this is going to take me about 10 minutes to tell you about my course. And it is going to be so affordable, it's almost going to be free. Okay? It's not going to be totally free, but it's probably going to be the lowest price point you have ever heard on a webinar. This is not an expensive thing. So hang with me. You're going to be very, 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 very surprised at how affordable this course is. It's not that much at all. So here is what I want to share with you. There are 3 memory secrets that I've learned. You don't have to be a genius to remember like one. It doesn't take a lot of time. A lot of you are thinking, Ron, I don't have time for this memory course. It doesn't take any time. You do it in your normal day. It takes like 10 minutes a day. It doesn't matter if you are 12 years old or 92 years old. Age is no barrier. And you don't have to be a genius. Get that out of your brain that you have to be smart. Just a normal person can benefit from memory training. I used to hold the record for the fastest to memorize a deck of cards. This is actually a picture of me in London in 2009 memorizing a deck of cards. I won the USA Memory Championship. I've been on several TV shows, and I've written a lot of stuff out from memory on a wall. It's gotten some media attention. The name of my course is called Black Belt Memory. You know when you take karate and you get a black belt in karate? Well, when you take my course, at the end of the course, you get a black belt in memory. It's really, 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 really cool. It's fun. It's just like the martial arts. Who benefits from this course? There are 2 people that benefit from this course. People who want to make money or get good grades on exams. If you are somebody who's going to benefit from the black belt memory course, number 1, people who want to make money, who want to pass exams. If that's you, you will benefit from the black belt memory course. The next group of people is people who just like being ninjas of the mind. They like knowing everything and being the person who knows everything about everything. Those people really like my course. And then the other group of people is they don't want to make money. They don't care about knowing everything. but they do like to teach to others. They like to teach people how to learn. They like to teach it in their school, their church, or that kind of thing. So these are the three types of people who really benefit from my course. This is me. I've been doing this for 30 years. Can you believe that? 30 years. Look at me. Look at all my gray hair. Look at no hair. I got no hair on the top of my head. This is me 25 years ago, full head of hair, teaching a course. So guys, why do I bring up I've been doing this 30 years? Because when I'm about to tell you about my course, and at the end, I'm going to have to give you a price, right? Well, it's going to be very affordable, especially when you consider how much money this is going to make you. When you are able to remember names and faces, it's going to make you so much money. It's crazy. You're going to make so much money, you're going to get tired of making money. That's how much money it's going to make you. But I don't want you to see this as just a course. I want you to see this as 30 years of my life. You're going to get everything, 30 years of me, what I know about names, 30 years what I know about numbers, memorizing books, product knowledge, scripts, poems, quotes, speeches, presentations, learning faster. I've been doing this 30 years. It's almost longer than anybody. I think it is longer than anybody in this business. And you're going to get 30 years of my knowledge. And I keep stressing that, but it's important to me. So if you are a person who wants to make money, you want to be a ninja of the mind, or you want to teach this to others, you're going to want this course. This is what it's going to look like. You're going to log in and you're going to get my black belt memory course. And you're going to see over here on the left that you're going to earn your white belt, your yellow belt, your orange belt, your blue belt, your purple belt, your brown belt, and your black belt. You're going to go through this and you're going to take quizzes and you're going to take tests and you're going to earn your belts. And as you pass exams, you're going to earn belts and you're going to advance through the course. Look at this. Look at the white belt level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's 14, 15, 15. There's 15 lessons just on white belt. The next level, yellow belt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12 lessons there. There's about 45 or 60 lessons. And guys, I'm going to stop sharing my screen because I want to look you in the eye, and then we'll go back to sharing my screen. I want to look you in the eye for a second because I want you to know I'm not a cheesy guy, and I really want to help you. What is it that you're going to get out of this course? You are going to learn how to walk into a room full of people, meet 30 people, and remember their names. That's powerful. Remember names is going to make you more money. You're going to learn how to read a book and remember the key details of that book. You're going to learn that in this course. That's big. The more you can remember, the more you're going to earn. You're going to learn how to go to a seminar or a conference or a class and remember what you learn. That's huge. The more you remember what you learn, the more you earn. So you're going to learn to remember what you read, what you learn from classes. You're going to learn to remember names and faces and all of these skills. I want you to imagine yourself. I want you to imagine yourself as a person walking into a meeting people, remembering names, and everybody's thinking, wow, this person is so charismatic. But that's you. That's you. I want you to imagine you getting up in front of a group of people and talking about what you need to talk about and do it without using any notes. That's you. That's you. I want you to imagine you're going to a seminar on how to make more money and you spend $1,000 on the seminar. And 2 weeks later, you can remember 10 or 15 or 20 points from the seminar because your memory is so good. That is you. That is future you. That's who you're going to be when you finish this course. It is so, so powerful. It's going to make you so much money. So when you finish the course, you are going to get a certificate. And the certificate's going to say you're a black belt in memory, just like you're a black belt in karate. This is Sue Bridgman. She's one of my black belts. Here's Ron Jones. He completed the course. He's one of my black belts. Here is Cassie Bullock. She's one of my black belts. She completed the course. Here's an email I got from Tracy Legaspi. Hi, Ron. I hope this is well with you. It's been months since we talked and you helped me with memory advice and tips to pass my bar exam. Well, I just got the results and I passed. I cannot thank you enough for taking the time out of your busy schedule. Thank you for all your help. TR. Hey, Ron, I just wanted to let you know I passed my Chinese medicine exam this month. Thanks for the support. It made the difference. Here's more of my black belts. When you pass, you're going to become one of my black belts, and I can't wait. So you're going to get my black belt course. You're also going to get my speed reading course. A lot of you right now have books that you've never read because you didn't have time to read them. Well, you're going to read faster. When you can read faster, you can learn faster. Here's my guarantee. You will double your reading speed. Why is that important? Because you're going to learn faster. And guys, I'm going to zoom through this. You're going to get also my brain health course. It has a $597 value, but I got a secret for you. You're going to get all of this, and you're not even going to pay $597. It's going to be less than that. So hang with me. I'm about to give you a special deal that's going to blow your mind. But this course alone, the brain health course, on opening the mind, healing the brain, natural ways to heal the brain, change your hormone, change your brain, behavior brain systems, anxiety, depression. I had to struggle with anxiety. So I did a lot of research on anxiety, and I actually created this brain health course for me, but I share it with the public now because it helped me so much. So this is what you're going to get. You're going to get my black belt memory course. It sells for $397. You're going to get my speed reading course. It sells for $197. You're going to get my brain health course. It sells for $597. And you're going to get access to the Facebook group. What is this Facebook group? Let me stop this for just 1 minute and tell you what the Facebook group is. A lot of you are going to get my course, and then in 6 months, your kids are going to need help with their homework, or you're going to need something to memorize, a poem or a quote or something for business. And you're not going to know how to do it, even though you have my course. So you're going to go in the Facebook group. It's for customers only. And you're going to ask me a question. You will have access to me for the rest of your life if you want to memorize anything. Your kids will have access to me, and you will have access to me. Guys, that is priceless, and I could charge way more than $397 for that. So total value, $1,588. I'm about to give you a price, and you're not going to believe it. Remember, this is not $1,588 worth of courses. This is 30 years of my life. Remember, you're going to get a black belt in memory like Sue Bridgman. You're going to get a black belt in memory like Andre. You're going to get my black belt memory private group. You're going to get Facebook, brain health, speed reading, black belt memory. You're going to log into your portal like this. You're going to go through the courses. You're going to have lifetime access. It will never expire. Hope all is well with you. It's been months since we talked, and you helped me with memory advice and tips to pass my bar exam. You helped me pass my Chinese medicine exam. Guarantee you're going to double your reading speed. Black belt memory, speed reading, brain health, lifetime access, total value $1,588. Don't forget, you're going to get the black belt in memory. I'm about to give you a special deal, and you're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe it. I'm going to go to the chat box now. How many of you want me to give you a special deal? Type yes in the chat box if you want me to give you a special deal. Peter says yes. Great. Ian says yes. Terry says yes. Catherine says yes. Here is my special deal. You are not going to believe this, guys. You are not going to believe what I'm about to tell you. This is only for today. This is only for right now. You will never find this anywhere else. I just dropped the link in the chat box. You better be one of the first 25 people to sign up. You better be one of the first 25 people to sign up. And here's why you should be one of the first 25 people to sign up. $297. $297. Convert that to euros or British pounds or whatever, and it's even less than that. $297 for a package that's worth over $1,600. You will not be able to find this anywhere. You will not be able to find this package anywhere else. This is only good for this group, and it's only good for today. And I am going to sweeten the deal a little bit more. I'm going to sweeten the deal a little bit more. The first 25 people who sign up, if you have a kid who is over 12 years of age, or you have a spouse, a husband or a wife or a girlfriend or a boyfriend, I will give you one free account. If you're one of the first 25 people who sign up, you will get an account, but I will give you an extra free account. That is, instead of paying $600, you're still going to pay $297. If you sign up today and you're one of the first 25 people, do it right now. Sign up right now. If you're one of the first 25 people who sign up for $297, I'm going to give you a free account. You can give that free account to your son, your daughter, your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. This is huge. If you have kids in school, imagine the difference it's going to make for them in school. So the first 25 people, not only do you get an account, but you get a free account but you have to be one of the first 25. I'm going to open it up for Q&A right now. I'm going to stop my screen share and open it up for Q&A. $297. Go jump on, get it right now. Guys, here's what you're going to get. And see if you have any questions. Ask me any questions in the chat box if you have questions. I'm going to drop the link again. Go to that chat box and get it. Get it right now, guys. This deal is not going to last. If you went and tried to add up all of these, brain health, Facebook group, black belt memory, speed reading, you're easily going to spend over $1,000, $1,500. But because I am on the internet business Saturday morning school with you guys, I'm giving you a special deal if you do it today. But I want you to think about it this way. Will this help for past memories that are long gone and buried? No, Louise, it probably won't. That's the truth. The truth is this will be for memories from this point forward. From this point forward, if you want to remember names, it'll or data or information, it will help you from this point forward. But it doesn't go backwards in time. It doesn't go backwards in time. So, okay, that's okay. Can y'all go to the link and tell me if the link is working? There we go. Guys, you're going to get access to my black belt memory course. You're going to get my speed reading course. You're going to get my brain health course. All of these courses, only $297. You're going to have lifetime access. You're going to have lifetime access. It'll never expire. You can go back to it as many times as you want. Are these all recorded courses? Yes, the courses are all video recorded. They're all video courses. They are all video courses. And there's no live training. Does this help with remembering pages of text? Yes, you can remember pages of text. It'll help you with that. It'll help you remember names and faces, but it'll help you remember pages of text like poems and quotes and speeches and Bible verses. It will help you with quotes. And guys, I want you to see memory as money. Memory is money. When you can memorize pages of text, but you're going to get this course. You're going to get access to my Facebook group. You're going to be part of my community. This is a one-time special offer. Guys, if you're on the fence, you're like, should I do it? Should I not? You should do it. And here's why. If you decide to do this later, you're going to pay a lot more than that, but also you're not going to get the extra free course. Right now, you're getting an extra free course that you can give your kids or your family. Just signed up. Just signed up. There you go. I did see you just signed up, Ian. Ian, email. I'm gonna put my email in the chat box. And on Monday, not today, but on Monday, I want you to email me the name of your daughter and her and an email address you want to use for her. So if she's young, she might not have an email address, but you can use a second email address for you, right? Because I have 2 email addresses. So on Monday, Ian, I mean, you can send the email today, but my assistant doesn't work on the weekends. But on Monday, my assistant will set up your daughter's course, but we're going to need her name and an email address for her. And the email address can be one of your email addresses if you want. But send that to my email address, ron@ronwhitetraining.com. Ian, we did just get your order. Thank you very much for that. So I do know the sales page is working. Who has another question? Question over anything at all? Guys, this is a really, really, really good course. And I don't, and if you were able to memorize the 10 words around the room, think how easy you were able to memorize those 10 words around the room. If you're able to memorize 10, guys, I'm gonna make you 4 promises. I'm gonna make you 4 guarantees. If you get this course today, I'm gonna make you 4 promises. Promise number 1, you're gonna increase your memory by 300%. If you don't increase your memory by 300%, I'll give you your money back. 500 to 700% is the average. Some people increase their memory 800 to 900%. My promise to you is you will increase your memory by 300%. You'll take a test at the beginning and a test at the end, 300% increase in memory. My second promise to you is you will be able to hear 50 words, 50. You'll be able to hear 50 words once and be able to say them forwards and backwards. Right now, you can do it with 10. When you complete this course, you are going to be able to say 50 words forwards and backwards, and then say what number 12 is. That's going to help you memorizing books, languages, numbers, facts, details, whatever. My first promise is you'll be able to meet 30 people in 30 minutes, remember their name. My second promise is you'll be able to hear 50 words once and say them forwards and backwards. My third promise is you'll be able to remember what you read. And my fourth promise is you'll be able to give speeches and presentations without notes. Let's go over here and let's look at Lorena's question. Lorena asked, how does it help with depression and anxiety? Lorena, here's something that I struggle with, anxiety. I have panic attacks and anxiety and that kind of thing. The brain health course, not the memory course, but the brain health course, I talk about healthy ways to manage your brain, such as stress and anxiety, how to manage depression. You can do it through good nutrition and exercise. Exercise is important. Good nutrition is important, but managing your thoughts is also important. Sometimes in life, we have something called irrational thoughts, and we think things that aren't true, and that creates anxiety. So you need to learn how to manage your thoughts and you do that by asking yourself questions like, how do I know this is true? What evidence do I have that this is true? Irrational thoughts can be managed with questions. So the brain health course is all about anxiety and depression. It's part of the overall package that you're going to get. You're going to get the memory course, the speed reading course, the brain health course, and inside the brain health course is anxiety and depression. But I'll tell you this, if you're studying for a test and you have a memory system, that's going to help reduce your anxiety because you know you're going to do better on the test. I still remember the 10 and the 5 steps. Awesome. This was a powerful presentation, Nuno. Pauline says, I still remember all 10. Guys, I'm going to make sure that you have the link. I'm going to put the link in the chat box here. Here's the link. Let's make sure that we have the link. Here is the link to sign up. We're getting some signups right now. Here is this. We'll discuss. You need to do this today. Very important that you do this today. Very important that you do this today. Remember the first 25 people that sign up. All right, guys, we're starting to get the orders popping in now. We're starting to get the orders popping in. Let's see. Allison Summers got your order. Wealth Protection got your order. Getting your orders, guys. Getting your orders. So let's see, is the Internet School of Business here? Who has some more questions for me? Let's see if the host is back in the room. There he is.
Hello, Ron. I'm right here back with you.
All right, great. So we got a couple orders here. They're starting to pop in and just wanted to, I know y'all got about 12 minutes left here. So I wanted to kind of just do some Q&A and also hand the meeting back over to you. But does anybody have any questions for me about this course and about this package, what you're going to get? Lorena, right now, our main discount, the $297 is a pretty steep discount. So we're gonna hold it at that price point for right now because that's pretty steep discount. But appreciate the question there. But it's a black belt memory course. It's gonna be about 50 videos. You're gonna have lifetime access that never expires. Right now, you're learning a lot of good stuff. you know, in this internet business school, this Saturday morning school, and I want to help you remember more. And so my course is going to help you remember more. But here's also what I don't want to do. This price point is so low, $297, that I don't want to spend too much time trying to twist your arm to get it, because at that price point, either you want it or you don't. Am I right or am I right? Okay. It's $297. It's going to help you remember more. It's going to help you give speeches without notes. It's going to make you more money. It's going to help you with your kids. You're going to get lifetime access to me. You're going to get lifetime access to the Facebook group. The link is in the chat box. Be one of the first 25 to sign up, and I will give you a free course. That is blowing the doors off. That's giving you no reason to say no. Guys, I want to sum this up and review. I want to leave on a good feeling of what we learned today. So what was the 5 steps that I want a couple of people, but one does not like to read. Okay, I want to help a couple of people. One does not like to read, another one suffering from brain injury. Well, get the course for yourself and teach it to them. Okay, what were the 5 steps to improving your memory? Type them in the chat box. What were they? What was number 1? Focus. Focus was number 1, Lorena. Focus was number 1. Nuno says it was focus. And Edward, what was number 2? What was the second key to improving your memory? Boom. I'm going to drop file. What was the second key to improving your memory? Picture. Whatever you want to remember, it has to be a picture. Action. And what was the last step to improve your memory? Type it in the chat box. Review. And also you can see I'm putting in the chat box the link to the course, because we're winding down. I want to make sure you have the link to this course. Review. Now, I gave you 10 words and you memorized 10 words. What was the first word that I gave you? What was word number 1? Money. What was word number 2? Clock. What was word number 3? Telephone. What was word number 4? Plant. There you go. What was number 5? I'm putting the link in the chat box because time is running out. Wanted poster. What was link number 6? Goal post. Goal. What was number 7? Organizer. And what was number 8? Or organizer was 8. 9 was books. 9 was books. And what was the last word I gave you? What was the very last word I gave you? The last word. There you go, Ian. Ian, who has signed up for my course and is going to be getting a free course for his daughter. Ian, it was a team. Guys, think about what we just did. I gave you 10 words. Not only did you remember them, an hour later, I went back to them, or 30 minutes later, I went back to them and you still remembered it. That's the power of the human brain. This morning, you have tapped into a little bit of the human brain and a little bit of the human potential. When you get this full course, when you go through my full training, when we spend time together and become memory friends, you are going to tap into your full potential, and it's going to make you more money. If it doesn't, you'll get your money back, but it will. The link is in the chat box. $297 today only. Be one of the first 25. I'm turning the meeting back over to Jay. Thank you very much, Jay.